Hello, and welcome. Think about the last time you used AI to create some kind of interactive output. Maybe it was a dynamic form or, I don't know, a live preview tool that you tweaked just using a few text prompts. Well, without even realizing it, you were actually building an AI app. Right now, the absolute lightest, most agile version of software development requires literally zero technical knowledge. And that's simply because you're already doing it right inside the tools you're using every single day. The real magic here is that the interface for all this development, it's entirely built into those existing platforms. You don't have to go out and learn some completely separate app builder, and there's absolutely no complex deployment process to stress over. You just describe what you want the system to do in plain English, the AI dynamically builds it in the background, and boom, you can instantly publish a shareable link with zero friction. It really is that simple. So, to really understand how a simple, everyday conversation actually transforms into a fully functional app, let's peek beneath the surface for this explainer. It all starts with the first layer, the input. Visually speaking, this is just your basic text area and a submit button. It acts as a super simple interface where a user provides some specific context. Think of, say, pasting in a job description for a new role you're trying to fill. Right beneath that, though, is the invisible second layer. And honestly, this is where the real heavy lifting happens. We're talking about the AI logic. Now, this logic is driven entirely by a system prompt that you only have to write once. You can think of this step as permanently encoding your own personal expertise right into the background. You're basically instructing the AI to act as, let's say, an expert interviewer, dynamically generating highly targeted behavioral questions based on whatever the user just typed into that first input box. And that brings us to the third and final layer, the structured output. Instead of forcing the user to sift through some messy, endless back-and-forth chat history, they just get a clean, highly structured result delivered right beneath the input field. It takes all of those complex conversational mechanics churning away in the background and completely hides them. What's left is just a remarkably smooth, seamless experience for the user. Okay, so sharing your new creation is literally as easy as sending a URL. But there is a pretty crucial distinction in how that link actually behaves out in the wild. If your app relies purely on traditional static code logic, it basically sits in the fully public domain, meaning anyone can just click and use it. On the flip side, if your tool relies on generative AI to craft those dynamic conversational responses, well, the person on the other end of your link is probably going to need their own account on that platform to actually run it. Now, it's really important we ground this whole concept by understanding its ceiling. At the end of the day, these tools live on rented platforms. You don't actually own the URL, and all the surrounding branding, yeah, that belongs entirely to the host platform. But building your apps this way is a very deliberate strategic choice. You're basically trading permanent product ownership for incredible, truly unprecedented speed to market. And honestly, that reality brings us to our ultimate takeaway. Because the front-end interface is entirely standardized by whatever platform you're using, the app's outer shell becomes almost irrelevant if your underlying instructions are weak. The true value here, the actual tangible asset you're creating, is the time you spend encoding your unique, hard-earned expertise into that system prompt. In this brand new era of software, the system prompt itself literally is the product. So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a quick thought to apply to your own day-to-day work. What is one piece of expertise, or maybe a highly specific process that you've totally mastered that someone else would really benefit from accessing, and doing so without you needing to hold their hand and walk them through it? Think about it. Because if you can sit down and encode that knowledge into a system prompt today, well, you already have the engine for your very own invisible AI app.